You're watching the Battered Fans Network.
Brandon, the Batter fans are back. Welcome, everybody, to episode number 2 of the Marlins are Undefeated podcast. I am your host, Daniel Granite, and alongside me, as always, Mr. Brandon Griffin. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, man. Got my broom out, doing a little sweeping around the house. I'm in the mood.
Yeah, it was very cool way to start the season.
Yeah,
I know we were joking about starting 3-0. I don't think any of us actually thought that would happen, just because it's third time in franchise history that they start
yeah,
3-0, first time since 2009. And I mean, just when we started 2-0, everybody's like, "Ooh, first time since 2014." 2-0. Wow.
yeah,
It's cool, very very cool. And we're gonna get into the games, but we probably want to temper expectations a little bit, right? It is the Colorado
yeah,
Rockies,
yeah,
but
exactly.
sweeping any team is not easy. And
No.
usually, if you're gonna sweep somebody, you have to be, average to above average, right? Because if you were
Yeah,
below average, you probably wouldn't. But these games weren't like we were just dominating, right? Like we grinded out 2 1-run
hmm
victories, so it could have gone either way.
yeah, for sure. For sure. I mean,
Yeah,
it was a good series. We got a little bit of everything, right? Like, we got a vintage Sandy start. Like, he looked
well,
real good.
let's start there. Game one, yes, it was. I think his best opening day start in that I can remember. Because how many times has he
Yeah,
opened up for us already? It's been five,
yeah,
5 years
at least
maybe.
5 times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he looked dominant, and you know
hmm
to start the year like that, it's great. Then it worries me because we've been waiting for the other foot to drop on that Sandy getting sent somewhere else at some point.
Yeah.
But I mean, for the time being, I'm gonna be positive. I'm not gonna think about that, I guess. And it was just great to see if we can get that Sandy all year long. I mean, that's a great start for us.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And he was dominant. Like, that's the best word to use. Like, you know, I didn't I had no concerns that the Rockies were gonna win that game when Sandy was, and when we I think it was the third inning, and I was just like, okay, he's dialed in. It's
Yeah.
not just a fluke.
No, and what was really cool was that, and I guess I'm jumping around now, but Owen Caissie gets the first RBI of the season, and he ends
hmm
up kind of going full circle in that series, right? And ends up getting the last
Yeah,
RBI last night. But Owen Caissie, this was Owen Caissie's weekend, in my opinion.
yeah,
I went on MLB.com, and there's a big picture of him rounding the bases. Like this was a very cool moment and a coming out party for Owen Caissie. But that first game, again, our bats weren't necessarily electric. We ended up with 8 hits. We left 6 runners on,
yeah.
but 2-1 with Sandy on the mound. All you need is two. Sometimes all you need is one. So all good things on the first one. Anything else you want to touch on that first game?
The other thing is just shout out to Sanoha as well. He went 3 for 3 in the game. Was kind of like the spark to the offense that was kind of non-existent. So it was good to see
Well,
him hit. And you already touched on Casey.
and the stadium, there was over 30,000 people at the stadium.
hmm
Like
Yeah,
that I opening day. That I think that's my favorite thing about opening day is that it's one of the very few times outside of the World Baseball Classic, obviously, that you see that stadium with a crowd. So
yeah.
that was really cool.
Well, I mean, and you hope like the Marlins, if they keep this hot start going, like obviously we're 3 games in, but with the high of the WBC, like it's possible they can capture some more fans. I mean, we saw what the stadium was like when they made the playoffs that season, but then like the Panthers were also like on fire and the season ended, and then the Heat season ended, and all those fans just kind of started coming to baseball games. So
Yep, yep,
hopefully
yep, yep.
they can keep that going because that would be nice to see. It's nice to see the park with not full, but with a good amount there.
And then game two comes around. Then Yuri's on the mound. You had Sandy for seven
Yeah.
strong the first game. You get Sandy, I'm not Sandy, Yuri, 7 strong the very next day. Like, that's what you're looking for. You want to lean on these two guys.
hmm
And you know what? I don't think Yuri had the cleanest of games. I felt like he was getting hit kind of hard, but still went
Yeah.
7 strong. And my favorite thing is that they trusted him to go to 7 because at some points I felt like, okay, this is probably like the 6th inning. Okay, he's probably done after this. But they trusted him to go
Yeah.
7. His last pitch was 99 miles an hour. Like he was wheeling and dealing. And I love that they showed a little confidence in him and let him ride it out.
Yeah, and and kind of touching on that, like, and going back to Sandy's start, like I feel like if those two games happen later in the season, I feel like McCullough is probably going to say, "Hey, well, you guys want to go out
Go
for
the whole
8?
9.
Yeah, go over the whole 9, exactly." Like those guys, they both look really good. And what I liked about Yuri is like he pitched himself into some trouble, but he got out of it for the most part. Like the Rockies made him pay for the 3 runs that they scored, but I liked what I saw from Yuri a lot.
No, so did I. We've been talking about J Mac coming in and taking over as catcher. Liam Hicks gets to start at catcher in the second
Yeah,
game. He plays well. Uh, it's nice to get some production out of there that isn't Augustine.
yeah,
But overall, good performance again. They win 4-3, and I think Yuri is the talking point, and then Fairbanks obviously gets the save.
yeah, yeah. And Fairbanks looked good too. The bullpen in general's looked really good this series. I think that's something that kind of goes under the radar.
This series, Owen Caissie, 10 at bats, 5 hits, 2 doubles, a home run, obviously, 4 RBIs. He's batting 500 at the moment. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously, again, and you know what? F it. Let's get a little exaggerated, a little hyperbolic, because there's a good
Yeah,
chance that this doesn't last very long, and then we're talking a completely different way in about a couple days. But
I hope not,
fun to
but
see. No, I hope not either. But fun to see. And then we get to Sunday. And you get Max Meyer.
yeah,
Let's what? It was a 3 in the first inning. You
yeah,
think, okay,
yeah.
well, we can't expect the sweep, is what I was thinking. I was like, I guess it ends here. I hate that it ends on the debut of the teal, because those teal jerseys. Let me tell you, that has to be the
Oh
most beautiful jersey in the league right now.
man, it's even better than the last time they did the teal. It really
Yeah,
is. Like, I mean, it's like the full teal, the black hats, like that was perfect. It was perfect.
it really was. And again, they start off hot. They get 3 runs in the first, and I start thinking, this is rough. We're probably going to lose this game. Max Meyer settles in, though, because after the first 3 runs, the Marlins didn't give up any
Nothing.
scores for any runs for the next 25 outs. Scoreless baseball. It was
Yeah,
basically just the first inning. Um,
yeah,
and then we get to obviously the highlight of the weekend. You're down to the final out, because they doubled up on that. Was it a line drive to first base? They doubled up Xavier
yeah.
Edwards, and you're down to the last out. And I mean, I would have never thought that when Casey was going to go yard, but what a freaking moment! What a moment!
I
And it's a
know. I
shame
didn't
that it
see
didn't
it.
happen when there was like a 30,000 crowd. I wish it would have been a bigger crowd to celebrate that moment, because that was really cool. Watching around the bases in that jersey, really cool
Yeah.
moment.
Well, I love the picture they have with him getting the Kool-Aid bath in the teal. It's fantastic.
It does. And you also have to give credit to Sonoha. He got on base for Casey to bat up after. And
Hmm.
you know what? Colorado. If Colorado's any better, the Marlins probably don't win, because they had a lot of blunders in the outfield also. That the reason that
Yeah,
Sonoha
they
got on
did.
base was because they played that ball poorly, let it go over their heads. And I forgot, there was another run, I think it was yesterday also, where they should have caught a ball and like popped out of his glove. Like Colorado's just a bad
Yeah.
team.
Oh yeah. They're gonna be, for Colorado fans, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be a tough year from what I saw. But I mean, that's the thing you have to do if you're gonna make the playoffs, so is you have to beat the teams the bad teams. And
Supposed to win.
so
Yeah.
the Marlins took care of that.
They did. So they end up sweeping the series 3-0. Fairbanks gets 2 saves. Yuri goes 7 innings, 8 strikeouts. Sandy goes 7 innings, 5 strikeouts. Max Meyer goes 5 innings, 5 strikeouts. The bullpen, did the bullpen give up how many runs? The bullpen didn't give up many runs.
I think one.
It was just overall good
No,
performance by the
they didn't
Miami
give up
Marlins.
any. Yeah.
Any. So just
Nope.
overall good
It was just the
performance.
starters.
They grinded out these one-run victories, and it's. I don't want to get ahead of myself because obviously you grinded out victories against probably one of the worst teams in baseball. But guess what? You
Yeah.
have the White Sox coming up at home, also one of the worst teams in baseball. So there's a
Yeah.
chance. There's a chance that we are going to fool ourselves into getting really excited in a couple of days.
It's very possible. But then it's very possible we come right back to earth in the following
Yeah,
series
because we
with the
have
Yankees.
the Yankees. Yeah, I know. And it's so weird that usually the Yankee series isn't so early in the season. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's going to, and it's in New York, unfortunately.
And we're their
But,
home opener, if I remember correctly.
and yes, 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 because they're in Seattle this series.
Yeah.
So, and they look good also. But the Marlins are one of 5 undefeated teams, one of 3 National League undefeated teams. The other 2 teams are the Brewers and the Dodgers in the NL. And then the Brewers just swept these White Sox. And I was looking into it. You know how many runs the Brewers put up on the White Sox in 3 games?
No, how
29.
many? I didn't even see. Wow.
29. So you know what? If our bats are gonna wake up, this is the time because we got the
Yeah.
White Sox at home and they just 29 put on their head in the opening series of the season. So the Brewers smacked up the White Sox. So I'm hoping the Marlins can do very similar. And look, there's a I don't want to say 6-0. I think that's a little much, but
Five and
five
one.
and one, 5-1. I'm
Yeah.
feeling pretty because I'm gonna predict a series win. We're not losing the series. At least
Yeah.
I hope we don't lose the series
No.
to the White Sox. If you win the series, you're at least 5-1.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there's no reason why we shouldn't at least take two because, on the Wednesday game you got Sandy going. Sandy at
Mm-hmm.
home against the White Sox, that's a win. And
Yeah,
then you
Paddock.
just need yeah, you just need Paddock and Junk to get one in, and I think they can.
I sure hope so. That would be awesome. And let me just put this up real quick because I don't know how many times I'm gonna be able to put this up. Look at that right there. I've been sending this to all my cousins that are Mets fans. There you are. The Miami Marlins are leading the NL East with a 3-0 record. It's just nice. It's just nice to look at. That's all I'm gonna say. It's just nice to look at.
Yeah, hopefully we can stay up there for at least another week.
Hey, if you're 5-1, I think you can still stay up there.
Yeah,
So let's have fun
absolutely.
while we're here. Let's have fun while we're here. And then to be
Yeah,
clear, the Yankees are the Yankees and all that. The Marlins usually praise the Yankees very well. Believe me, I
yeah,
know. it's a it's the Marlins play very well, whatever for whatever reason against the Yankees.
yeah. Especially if the bats wake up in the White Sox series, I think you can really go into that Yankees series like all guns blazing, and you end up with Yuri going on game one, Max on game two, and then Paddock on three. Like, you know, it's possible we win the series. Who knows?
Who knows? And that's my favorite part. It's the hope that kills you, but you know what?
Yeah,
It's the hope that keeps us enjoying baseball. So that's where we're
exactly.
at. Great opening series. Great debut of the jerseys. I think that was the perfect way for that game to end because now
Oh
you just
yeah.
keep seeing pictures of the highlight and then him wearing the jersey as he rounds the bases. Just overall good feels. Anything else you want to touch on before we get out of here? And actually, we still do your predictions, but anything else you want to touch on in the series?
Um, Not in the series. I mean, the only other thing I think worth mentioning is the Marlins did make a trade yesterday. It's kind of a minor one. We ended up sending a prospect and some pool money for an infielder, Jimenez, Leo Jimenez from the Blue Jays, which leads me to believe that we're probably going to some of those infielder injuries are probably a little more serious than we originally thought. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I still think Stowers is probably okay, but I think Morel or oh, I'm sorry, not Morel. what's his name?
Morel.
Yeah, Morel, probably going to be out a little bit. So, I mean, we'll see. Norby looked decent at first. So,
Did.
yeah,
Well, I think that does it for today. We have the White Sox coming up. I don't know how the stadium's going to look. It's weekday series against the White Sox, but
yeah,
hopefully, we can keep rocking and rolling. Like I said, 6-0 would be freaking awesome. Would be
it
freaking
would be.
awesome. But you know what? It would be just like the Marlins, though, right? Let's say that they win the next two, they win 4-0, 5-0. Then they get Sandy on Wednesday, and it's April Fools, and then he stinks it up
God,
on April
I hope
1st.
not. I think we
No,
go. I don't know. I think 5-1. I think we do drop one to the White Sox. Just because when you go with your fourth and fifth starters, like you kind of have to expect it's kind of a coin toss.
but remember,
Um,
it's the White Sox fourth and fifth starter also.
that's true. That's true. And their fourth and fifth starters probably are double A play pitchers, so we might be okay.
And the top of their rotation just gave up 29 runs. So I'm feeling bullish. I'm feeling bullish.
Well, you thinking the sweep?
I want to. I just think I can't imagine them starting 6-0. Like, if it wasn't for me doubting, like historically what the Marlins are and how they've been, I think I would be like, no, I think they can go 6-0. Like they're probably
Yeah.
playing the worst two baseball teams in the league. Like that's a great way to start the season. But because it's the Marlins, I'm like 5-1. Let's go 5-1.
Yeah, I agree.
All right.
I'm in the
Any
same
final
boat.
words there, Brandon?
No, just enjoy the start. We get another Sandy start at home, so tune in and let's see what happens. Maybe 6-0.
Fingers crossed that we get the 6-0. If you're listening on audio,
Yeah.
appreciate you listening to the end. Please leave 5 stars in a comment. If you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe. And we will be back talking about the White Sox later this week. So until the next one, have a good one.